to Talking Tennessee,
where we navigate life's twists, real estate turns, and share Southern stories.
We are your hosts. I'm Rachel Odom.
And I'm Brittany Hopson. And it is bitterly cold this week.
It makes it hard for me to get out of the bed.
It's horrible.
It really does. Because I'm not a late morning person, and I'm not an early morning person either. Like, I usually am awake by 7:45, 8 o'clock. If I get up, get dressed, start my day, I'm out of the house by like 9. What's only been like 10 degrees, 11 degrees?
It's miserable.
It is. My car's been frozen. My windshield's been frozen. I rolled the window down, and I'm scared I'm going to break it because it's frozen.
Yeah.
My dogs, however, don't seem to mind. They don't notice
my dogs hate it.
The cold at all, which they are getting a haircut, and they need one desperately, but they just don't seem to care. The snow...
My dogs love snow, but they don't like the cold.
I think their breed is intended to be able to be in the cold.
Mm-hmm.
And they do kind of, I can tell in the heat, they don't like the heat as much, but the cold, like, they've gone out every morning and just been like, hey, this is great.
Yeah. I
hate it, but oh well.
It's miserable. I did make so I don't know if you have iPhone, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So there's an update now or whatever. And so while being in mid-conversation with someone, you can click the button and it will record the conversation.
Oh, that's handy. I didn't know that.
But it does tell the other person, hey, I'm recording the conversation.
That's dumb.
So, which I am thankful for, because I wouldn't want someone to be recording me and me not knowing.
No, but if you were going to do any kind of investigation,
correct.
That would be... what if they have an Android? Can you do it then?
I think so. I don't know. And so...
you need to test this theory out.
But I did... The other day I was talking to my mom, and she was like, this is miserable. She's like, I will not complain again when it's 90-something degrees. And I said, hang on a second. Record. This call may be recorded.
Yeah.
And, I was like, I will send that back to you, because...
Does she not like the heat?
No. She always complains when it's so hot.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Yeah. She probably will.
She will. And I'm going to send her message back and be like, listen, do you remember on... Yeah.
January, whatever.
But I mean, I think we all do. Like,
well, and that's the thing. I will say, I try very consciously not to complain about the heat, because I do love summer the most. So, I mean, obviously 90 degrees isn't my most comfortable temperature, but I would take that over the winter a million times. And because I'll go outside, I like to go to the pool. We don't have a pool, but somebody I know eventually will let me use their pool.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's just my favorite time of the year. In this weather, I want to get up, I want to watch TV, I want to do nothing all day, and that's it.
Well, so speaking of doing nothing, I think I told you this weekend. For the last few days, I have been like a bottomless pit. Like, I don't know. Like, it's just, maybe it's the weather.
I think it is. I really do.
I'm like, I need to get back to the gym.
Same.
I need to do...
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, I just want to eat.
I know.
I think I've noticed, like, last night it was starting to... I was like, oh, I'm full. I'm not hungry.
Yeah.
So, hopefully those couple days are over, and...
I think that where it has been so cold, and for me, like, I haven't really had a whole lot going on. We are redoing, like, our bathroom right now, so I'm trying to keep myself at least busy with a project or something. But this time of year just gets... it gets hard for me, because I don't like not having anything productive to do. And it's felt like there's been nothing. Like, my husband said the same thing. He's like, I'm bored out of my mind.
Oh.
So we've decided we need some projects, which we have a few things around the house to get done. So we've kind of been doing that, but it gets boring fast.
So we're a few weeks into the new year now. Are you a New Year's resolution person? No. Yeah, me either.
No.
But are you doing anything new in 2025?
Not really.
Besides projects, which you've always done projects.
Yeah. Right now, I'm trying to I'm pregnant. So we're trying to, I'm just taking it one day at a time.
Yeah.
So this is the year
of change.
Of a baby.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Yeah. So I am trying to, I'm not good at being consistent with exercising. There was a phase in my life where I was going every day, sometimes twice a day. Like, I went through a period But I haven't really done that, and I want to at least be walking. And I go to the landing. They have a pool, and I've never been in the pool, but I love a pool. So I need to do some swimming and walking, and at least have that consistently. But really, that's about it.
I'm not a New Year's resolution girly, but I am changing my mentality this year. I'm not becoming, quote, a minimalist, but I am becoming slightly minimalist. Like I have, whenever I say like I'm in like I have reorganized hall closets. Like, if you come in my house, like my dining room, bless its little room's heart, whatever. Like that's becoming like the catch-all. Like this is crap I'm donating. This is crap we're giving away. This is stuff we're giving to so-and-so. This is stuff I'm selling. I got rid of over 130 pieces out of my closet.
That's good. That's good.
And I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And I still have plenty of clothes. And I'm like, I have nothing to wear.
I feel the same thing. And I will say, like, I am trying. I don't want to go all out in my, like, maternity clothes right now.
Yeah.
But I do need some. And I'm going to need some
but
right
someone
now.
who was just pregnant. And
well, the thing is, most of my friends who are pregnant or were pregnant, they plan on having more babies. So they're keeping most of their stuff. So I need to go to, like, even Walmart and just get me a couple pairs of leggings. I don't know if you've seen Walmart clothes recently, but they have stepped their game up all around.
The west end of Morristown, their Walmart, it's a little more classy.
It is. They've got mannequins and stuff. Yeah. Like, we were in Walmart the other day, and they had like a Polo Ralph Lauren brand sweater for men. It was so nice.
$500?
I don't remember how much it was, but from Walmart, it couldn't have been that bad.
Have you? I
mean, if you go to a normal way, yeah. But this was a nice looking sweater. I was like, I need to shop at Walmart for some more clothes because they have really stepped up their game.
Yeah.
Even their baby clothes. Like we have a baby shower for a friend, and we went and got her some stuff from Walmart. They had some nice, cute little stuff. I was impressed.
Yeah, and then the only other thing I'm doing in January is, I'm trying to do no spend January.
How is that gone?
So
you've made progress.
I've actually done really good.
Yep.
I did buy
most of the month is over.
Most of the month is over. We've really not ate out except for just like a couple of times.
Yeah.
Like after church or something like that.
Yeah.
And I have cooked at home. I feel like my grocery bill though, I don't feel like there's been a cost saving. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
But like,
I feel that way sometimes too. It's like
it just depends, But I did buy some makeup last night that I wouldn't say that I necessarily needed. So like it's only been things that I've needed that I've bought.
Yeah.
And last night I did buy some makeup that I would have probably said yes, I failed. It might have been January.
Yeah.
But I am almost to the point to where I need makeup. And they were running a special and I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and get it.
It's one of those things for me that I run out of the same stuff all at the same time.
I'm trying a new brand.
Okay.
So I've used Saint the last year or so.
Yeah.
And I like it. But I've seen the ads all over social media for that Maka something. I don't know. But it is risk free. So like if you get it and you don't like it, you send it back.
Yeah. Did you order it online?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would worry about, and I have ordered stuff online, but the shade match is always the hardest thing for me to do. It went through like this
whole questionnaire.
Yeah.
And then I had to take a picture. And so we'll see. Okay. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, in that case, it should be pretty close.
And I'm not a big I'm at like throw some foundation. Blush,
I'm the same way. I don't even wear makeup but a few times a week, if that. Sometimes just a few times a month. And not because I'm like, oh, I'm so pretty, I don't need makeup. That ain't it. It's I'm lazy.
Right.
And I did buy something over the summer that was it's just like a little bottle about this big. It's a dropper. And it has like skincare, and it's like a tinted moisturizer more than a foundation.
Yeah.
And I do really like that because it's very light. But I will say, like, every time the new year gets here, I feel a little more motivated to hit some bigger goals.
Yeah.
Some of those are just like, I want to save, some more money for emergency fund. that kind of thing. But Spencer and I, we're pretty much usually on the same page about stuff like that. But we don't like sit down and go, okay, it's 2025.
Yeah.
What's our goal? Like, are we gonna, buy a vehicle,
Same.
whatever. Now, I will say we probably need to do that a little bit with the baby coming. Like, what's our plan? I don't really do that much, but a couple weeks ago, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put this money aside.
Mm-hmm.
We need to probably, we have some money left over from where we sold our house.
Yeah.
So it's like we need to put that into like more of a high yield because it's not doing anything. And he was like, yeah, that sounds great. And then I'm like,
but then you don't.
Are you gonna do it? Because I probably just need to go down to TVA since that's all I would know to do. I mean, I understand you can invest it with the market and put it in a Roth and that kind of thing, but he has like a insurance or a retirement through his work.
Right.
But that's kind of how I am. Like, I don't really set New Year's resolutions, but it is like, what are we going to do this year? How are we going to pay for it? Is there anything we need to pay off? Anything like that going on?
Yeah.
But usually if I have a intention on this is what I want this year, we usually do pretty good to like, okay, let's try and make this happen.
Yeah.
But
You're much more organized in the financial world.
I am doing pretty good. I'm trying. I'm trying to.
But I'm just trying to not.
Well, once
I'm bad
kids
about
get
useless
here,
spending, like
yes.
stupid spending. Mm-hmm. But speaking of social media, I have now officially recovered from my 15 hours of no TikTok.
Oh my gosh.
That was horrible. I'm not going to lie, guys. That was horrible.
So here's what was funny. I don't remember what time I went to bed that night, but I do go to bed a little earlier now because like last night I went to bed at 8:30. I was exhausted. But I don't use TikTok much, but my husband does.
It was miserable.
He's a TikTok guy. Now he doesn't post TikTok,
right?
But he scrolls. But like when I went to bed that night, it was still working. And then the next morning, everybody was posting, "Oh my gosh, TikTok's really gone." So I looked at my phone, and yeah, sure enough, it said, it's not working or whatever. Well, his was still working.
Oh.
Yeah, he could use his, as far as I know, his never went down.
Maybe he just didn't use it at
He
the right
says
time.
He doesn't update, like he hasn't updated his phone in a while, but
I don't know.
Yeah, it never really like
by
went
10:30 on Saturday night, mine was out. I did screenshot the time. Did screenshot it because I was like,
oh my gosh.
And I could tell as the last few minutes that it was something was about to happen because like comments weren't available. Things were very slow. Like you couldn't click on things. You could just scroll a couple videos and that was it.
It'll go down in history as
and I was
the dark TikTok day.
And you mentioned you're not. She likes Instagram. Okay,
I do. I know.
My 15.
Don't get me wrong. I'm not perfect, and I just go to bed at night and don't scroll on my phone. I do. It's just not on TikTok.
Yeah. So I tried my scrolling in the bed on Instagram. That was horrible.
It's the same thing.
It's horrible.
It's the same.
I tried YouTube Shorts. I tried Facebook.
Oh, Reels, I don't even know what that is. Now I don't watch Facebook Reels. I don't like them.
Yeah, it was all.
Some of those are a lot of ads and just random stuff, but Instagram.
And I think it's because of my TikTok. Like, I've got my algorithm. Me and my little Chinese spy has gotten my algorithm perfected.
Perfect. Yeah.
So it's a perfect blend for me. It's a blend of football and random comedy and real estate. And I'm on sourdough TikTok too right now.
Oh,
Don't ask me. Yeah. So if I start making sourdough. No, I want to.
Oh, well. You should try it.
It's so much work.
It is. That's why I haven't done it.
But now's the time to do it. Like, it's not our busy time in real estate.
I know.
Now's the time for me to feed it. 552. But
from what I've actually heard, it's not that hard, but it sounds time consuming. Like, it's once a week, I think you have to do something with it.
No, you feed it daily.
I swear my friend had got some and she's like,
it could be a different type of sourdough.
And that's true. Or she may be doing it wrong for all I know.
I know that there's different types of sourdough. But I'm like, oh.
It does. It sounds like too much work to me.
I'm like, this is ridiculous.
And then I'll see people take their discard and make stuff with it. And I'm like, if you can make stuff with the discard, why do you have to discard it?
I know.
I don't understand.
It's weird.
I cook at home I cook a lot of meals. I don't bake very often, though. It's a science.
Yeah.
And I'm not a science type of girl. I'm just like, I'm going to measure with my heart. And sometimes it works with baking, but sometimes it does not. Correct. But it works with cooking. So I'm like, okay, I'll stick to that.
Yeah.
But I've seen people post a video of their failed sourdough loaf, and I'm like, I think I would give up.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you've tried this, but sorry for all the true sourdough people out there. Aldi has a sourdough bread that's a very clean ingredient and pretty dang good sourdough loaf for like $5. So if I can just go to Aldi once a week and buy it for $5, I'm gonna do that.
Agree.
It's much easier.
I agree.
Now, does it have a true sourdough, like sour taste to it? Not really.
Oh.
But I don't, because I've had like real sourdough. I'm not like the huge sourdough fan. Like, I don't really like my bread to taste sour. So the Aldi one, for me, 10 out of 10. Okay. You need to try it.
So I'm officially sad. You know why?
I have a feeling.
Because college football's over.
I know.
It
is. Are you a basketball fan?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Listen, over the weekend. You know, did you watch basketball over the weekend? Tennessee and Vandy? Lady Vols and Vandy? You know, the men lost by 1 point. And guess what? The women lost by 1 point.
Wow.
I was like, y'all have got to
What's happening with Vanderbilt lately? What's going on down there?
Now, Vanderbilt basketball has always been hit or miss on having a decent team.
Yeah.
And it is a unique court to play in because it's kind of elevated a little bit.
Oh, interesting.
You'll have to go and watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
But also, when Tennessee plays at Vandy doesn't have a true home court advantage.
Yeah.
I mean, there's still a lot of orange in the stands.
I'm sure.
But but college football's over.
That's the saddest thing you've said in a long time.
It is. And there's 3 NFL games left, and that's it. And then football's over until August, September. And that just makes my heart hurt. And I really didn't have it. Actually, I kind of was wanting the Lions to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And they lost to the Commanders. And I'm like, don't know where that came from. But
I've never really watched NFL.
I am a Jaden Daniels fan.
Okay.
I don't think he was on your hottie list. I was trying to think if there's anyone that was on your hottie list from fantasy football that's going. I'll have to look.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I am a Jaden Daniels fan, and so I'm now wanting the Commanders and the Bills to be in the Super Bowl. I just do not want to see the Chiefs in the Super Bowl. I'm so over the Chiefs.
Do they go often to the Super Bowl or win a bunch? Or I don't know.
Please zoom in on my face.
I haven't watched the Super Bowl in...
Did you all just hear her?
I don't even know how long.
They've won the last 2 years.
Okay.
And they've been multiple times. And
good
they're
for them.
Possibly going to go for a third. Here's the thing with the Chiefs. It's very ironic how certain things happen.
Uh-huh.
And then, like, the controversy. And the refs and all this stuff.
Okay, I will say this.
It's kind of like the Patriots back in the day for us.
Yes. Do I think that there's absolutely no interference with who wins, who loses? No, I don't. Like, there's too much money and things that are bet on these games. And including college football. Yeah. That... Not to be a conspiracy theorist, but no, I don't think this is all just up to.
So this past weekend, that's what the whole Chiefs thing. So there was like a 9.5 spread or 8.5 spread, and Patrick Mahomes, with time running out, practically runs out of the end zone for a safety. So then it brought the score down to they won like by 7 or something. So like you can't tell me, like that's just like dude.
Yeah. He's played football since he was how old?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Yeah, so I don't know.
Okay, who does he play for the Chiefs?
Yes.
And Kelsey. Travis Kelsey, they both are on the same team, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know why, but Spencer, I think which not that it hasn't always been political, but it's not been that long ago that the NFL got really political.
They did.
And we haven't really watched it
Same.
since then.
Yeah.
So I don't follow
I was
it
just
much.
glad the Cowboys didn't make it. I hate the Cowboys. I'm a 49ers fan, but I'm not a huge NFL. Like, I don't love NFL. Like, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
We all know that I'm college football fanatic. And so yeah, I'm just like,
yeah.
I don't know. Baseball's starting soon.
Yeah, I'm sure Spencer will be starting to go to the games. I know his dad and him, they almost always Father's Day weekend will go to which they'll go, they plan ahead. So they plan like Tennessee's going to be.
He ain't going this year.
But that's what I was going to say. It's way too close to that baby getting here, so he probably ain't going.
Nope.
I don't know if he knows that yet, but
guess he will now if he listens to our podcast.
Oh, he don't.
Rude.
He don't. I know. He doesn't. He's not a podcast guy.
I get it.
I know. I'm way more into podcasts than he is, and I think part of it is he could listen to it while he works or something, but he don't sit still.
I get it.
But yeah, I don't think he'll be getting to go, but he'll probably go. He goes. Usually, they'll go to a few Tennessee games.
Yeah.
So.
Watch baseball for one reason.
Well, I think I need to start watching for a reason or two. Because.
So, it's cold outside. And I wouldn't say that the real estate market's cold. But there has been a change over the last couple of years. I think the consumers' mindsets will start to change too. So, if you were a buyer the last few years, if you saw a house sitting on the market for longer than a couple of weeks or a month, most buyers' instincts would be, oh, what's wrong with the house, or it's way overpriced. Yeah. We are now seeing houses and properties sit on the market for 60 days, maybe before going under contract.
Which I will say, for years, that was
a norm.
Yeah.
Like, and let's be honest, like, if you're a seller, it gives you time to breathe. Yeah. It gives you time to plan. It gives you time to find a house. It gives you time to pack and get your ducks in a row.
Because most people, I wouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people who are selling to buy something else. Right. And they haven't done that yet.
Correct.
Now there's a few who can't afford to buy something and then sell, and they're not in a hurry or whatever. But yeah, I mean, because for the past several years, 3-4 years, you didn't have time to do anything. Your house got listed, and a day later, you had 5 offers on it. Yeah. I mean, 2020, 2021.
And there's good in all of that. And, for buyers now, you're able to negotiate.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Unfortunately for buyers, you ended up in a bidding war. Correct. Over a house. And that's no fun, really, for anybody, because it's overwhelming to the seller thinking, what do I do here? It's overwhelming to the buyer thinking they're having to pay more than what they want to. That was a very stressful time period for agents, sellers, and buyers, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it's, and just the economy. I think there's been a little bit of a change in the economy. And
I think people are also waiting to see, like, how does this presidency change look?
Correct. And that always changes. Yes. Things always slow down during that time frame.
Interest rates, what are they going to do? Yeah.
So, I mean, if you are in the market and you've like, I've been wanting to sell, but now it's not a good time. No, it's still a good time to sell. Like,
and I have seen, people list a house and they've listed it appropriate. Correct. For their price.
Like, we are starting to see clients come back to us now, or people who maybe bought during the 2022 era of like, and they're still like, I've not found anybody that's upside down in the house yet. Like, I've not, so like, if you're thinking like, oh, I bought whenever it was crazy, I can't sell. No, you can definitely still sell.
The values are still going up. Home values have still gone up. Yeah, for
correct. Sure. But you're not going to see, if you bought in 2023, you may not be getting thousands of dollars. You're probably going to come, you might make a little bit, you might.
Unless, I mean, if you got a great deal on your house, sure, yeah. I mean,
totally different.
You can still make good money on it,
but
possibly. But
not to like toot our horn, the good thing about me and Rachel is we're always honest. And You know, we've had clients that's.
Mm-hmm. I actually we had a client reach out to us recently who bought not long ago.
And we'll tell you, like, hey, I mean, we will sell your house. We will list your house. But we're going to tell you, like, hey, I would not recommend selling right now.
Yeah.
Like, if you just bought 2 months ago,
yeah,
you don't need to sell your house right now. Unless you've
if
had
you have
a
to
life event
move,
that's
there's
happened.
an emergency going on. Now, don't expect that you're going to make
money.
Yeah.
If you bought in the last 6 months to a year, you're probably not going to make money.
No. You may break even, and if that's good for you, that's great. But profiting much or it's just not been long enough. Mm-hmm. Homes are long-term investments. They're not short-term investments.
Oh yeah.
And I understand that kind of got warped whenever the market was crazy. Yeah, sure, you could buy a house in 2020, turn around in 21 and sell it and actually make money.
Yeah.
But that's very, very rare. That's not common.
Correct.
So keep that in mind.
I mean, obviously we do this as our job, and that's how we pay our bills and we provide for our families. But at the end of the day, like, we're going to give you our opinion, and if it's not a great time for you to maybe sell or to buy, we're going to tell you, like, I've had people who came up to us that wants to buy, and we look at it, we sit with their lender or, you know, and honestly for them, they're in the midst of job changes or trying to build their career. And I'm like, you're better off to rent for a year.
Yeah.
And then let's look at buying.
Yes.
Sometimes.
And some people don't realize, like, I know some people who are, you know, kind of new grads and not sure exactly where they'll end up. And if that's you too, like, you may need to rent for a year, because if you think you might move,
if you think you're going to move in a year, I always say, if you think you're moving in 1 year or less, rent.
Yeah.
If you think you're staying for over a year, absolutely buy.
Yeah, you're going to get your money back out of it if you can stay long enough.
Yeah,
for sure.
But that year to 18 months, that's where my line is.
Yeah, I agree.
I heard I know, give us your opinions, what you would do. So it's not one of our clients. It's not even actually in the state of Tennessee. It's a realtor I follow on social media. Would love to give that person credit, but I can't remember who it is. But I think it was a female. I think she's in Texas.
Okay.
But she had a piece of property that she was the buyer's agent for.
Okay.
And it was just a piece of property they were buying, and I think it was 5 acres, 5 to 10 acres.
Yeah.
Maybe 5 acres. And she gets a call from the buyer a month or so later saying, hey, I think we've got an issue. Just found out, unbeknownst to her and to the buyer, that the seller had cut down a bunch of timber to clear off the land.
Okay.
And buried it at the location of, like, where the house was going to be built.
Oh gosh.
And no one told them. No one disclosed that information. And it could have even been an acre. So I don't, you know.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like if it's 5 acres, you've got enough land to maybe move around.
Well, but if that's where you want to put your house.
That's where you want to put your house.
Yeah.
So the problem with that is,
nobody disclosed this.
If they didn't know it.
Yeah.
And they went and they dug out enough for just a slab.
Yeah.
Well, that was going to rot.
Yeah.
And it's just going to crumble.
How did they find it? Did they start digging?
I think a neighbor told them.
Wow.
A neighbor told them, I believe.
To me, here's my thing. It is so much safer to just disclose everything you know, because if you find out something like that later, they're going to sue you. Now, whether or not they win, I don't know.
Right.
But if I was in that position, I'm going to sue.
Yeah.
And say, listen, you've had this property, however long they had that property to know. And
if you're the one that did it.
Yeah, maybe they did. That's what I was going to say. They may have done it themselves. So they definitely knew.
Yeah.
Like, anything that you have information on, it's best to go ahead and come clean, because somebody's going to probably find out eventually, and then it's going to be a bigger mess.
Yeah.
That would make me sick to my stomach. I don't do a lot of land. I've not sold land. I think the first land that I've done was the closing we had the other day. Yeah. And so anytime, like, we didn't have to, do the walkthrough.
Land is so much easier.
Land was easy, but I was like, what if you ever find anything, like, Who knows?
The only time I've ran into issues, I've sold multiple pieces of land. And anywhere from I've done a small lot to huge acreage.
Yeah.
But the only time I ran into an issue, I was actually the listing agent. This was several years ago, per the courthouse, and it was through a county that doesn't really have records online much.
Yeah, I can see that.
It was okay for mobile homes.
Okay.
Everything we found in the deeds was okay for mobile homes.
Yeah. No restrictions,
correct.
Essentially, yeah.
Then after it was purchased...
What county was this?
It was Jeff.
Oh, okay.
And after it was done, then there was potentially an issue for the mobile home. But then there wasn't. So, like, it was one of those, like, oh, there's an issue. I was like, I don't know what else. Like, I did my due diligence.
Yeah.
You know?
That's like, for me, Hamlin County and Jefferson County would be my two that I would be the most worried about. You get out to like Cott County, Granger County. They don't care as much. But yeah, I could see that in Jefferson County and then being like, no, after all. Yeah. That would be concerning.
Yeah.
But I don't, not that I can think of. I mean, I think I would remember, but that was the first one I had done. And I'm happy for them because they were excited over the land, but... Land is fun to buy. I could see being very fun, but the amount of work that goes into it afterwards, that sounds
the
daunting.
Part.
Yeah. The building, and this was raw land, so water, septic, all that stuff.
It's fun.
It's not for the faint of heart.
It's not.
Definitely not. And you better really like your spouse, because you're going to be tested. I know several people who have chose to build, and I'm like, I will be praying for you, because Spencer and I would probably be fine, but you just never know. I mean, you argue for the color of the paint, the countertops. There's a lot to choose from, and everybody's got their own opinions, as they should.
Right.
But if you don't have the same opinion, conflict will arise.
But I also think it's important that you both have opinions, because sometimes, like, I'm a strong opinionated person.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong. And so, like, women need to be like, no, you don't need to do that. Like, I know that you think that sounds good, but there's no need in spending an extra $5,000 on doing, something.
I guess, I mean,
like updating or upgrading, certain things or whatever.
Guess it would depend on how set you are to have it. Yeah. If it's something you're like, I wasn't really sure about it anyways, that's fine. But if you're like, I'm dead set, we're doing this.
Like, for me, like, in my head, like, ooh, I would want a generator.
Yeah, I could see that.
But
in our area,
day, I'm like,
do we
but
need
really,
one?
do I need to just drop $20,000 or $10,000 or however much they are?
I mean, the few times that you might need it, you'd be glad you had it.
That really isn't worth it.
I don't know.
No.
I think certain parts of the country, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely.
And
if I lived in Florida.
Oh, yeah. Or, I mean, up north where it went. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, we'll see. We may build, we may never build. I don't know. I think for the most part he would let me do what I want, but
yeah, I was gonna say he would probably same for me.
Yeah, yeah. He has his opinions though. I mean, he would be very opinionated, like on the garage area, how big that should be, and I'd be like, this is bigger than our house.
I almost sent you. I thought I screenshot it, but I didn't. But it was a picture or a video or meme or something I sent the other day. It's like, I want to build a house on 5 acres in the middle of nowhere around me, but still 20 minutes away from Walmart and Target and the mall.
Anything
and
I would need.
Grocery stores. Like, I still want to be...
Which, if we're being totally honest, in our area, is possible.
Very possible.
That is one thing that I do like about Hamlin County, Jefferson County.
Even parts of Greene County.
Oh, yeah. Greene County feels a little far out for me, but yes, you can still buy a house, buy your land, whatever, and be very close to amenities.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want like 5 acres.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a nice thing about, because I would love to live closer to Knoxville, which is my compromise would be like Jefferson County.
Yeah.
Spencer will never move to Knoxville. He hates the traffic, but to be able to be far enough away to where you feel like you have privacy and seclusion and you can still get to stuff in 20 minutes, definitely possible around here.
Yep.
For sure.
Well, I think we are going to be more consistent for you all in 2025.
Yes.
It's been a crazy few months with life and things happening.
And
so we apologize. I mean, some of that's my fault, some of that's Rachel's fault, some of that's the weather's fault.
You
know.
Yeah, so, we got. I mean, honestly, we did leave, but the snow we had a few weeks ago, we were snowed in. Yeah. I mean, we left our house. Should we have? I don't know, but it was pretty snowy that week.
It was a little snowy.
Yeah.
But with the exception of a blizzard coming.
Yes.
But then at that point, we could do our podcast.
Well, I was going to say, if we need to do it separately,
we can.
At our houses.
We can.
We could do it.
I just don't know what the quality would be like.
I have no idea. I don't have a camera, so probably wouldn't see me.
Get our phones. We'll do the recording of the iPhone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, we will be more consistent for you all just so that it's back on a regular schedule and,
we'll have lots to talk about. Sports are coming. Babies are coming.
Sports are not coming. Like, it's the slow period. It's the slow period.
You got basketball going on right now.
Oh, no.
And then you got baseball coming soon.
That's it. I can care less about MLB.
Yeah.
If y'all see me in the fetal position.
How many months is it without? Which, I mean, I understand yours is football, but.
Thankfully, so I will have spring football with Skylar.
Okay.
So that kind of like, get a week or two of spring football. And we will be very busy this summer with football for him. Like, it's going to be going into his junior year in high school.
Yeah.
And so lots of camps because he is very determined. Like, he wants to go to college to play football.
Yeah.
And I want him to. Like, I want to support him.
Yeah.
But I want, like, he's working for it. Like, he's currently, doing things, trying to lose a little weight, to get a little faster on the line.
Yeah.
And,
that's good.
So but he's also got realistic goals. Like, like he would love to say, Josh Heupel calls him and be like, hey, we're giving you a full ride scholarship to come be, guard or tackle at Tennessee. But he also knows with the way the transfer portal works now that there's a chance that he has to start small and transfer up.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Like, so, I mean, but we know that this year is a critical year for him. And so a lot of our summer is probably going to be spent going to football camps.
Yeah.
And depending on what he gets invited to.
And, where are they? Usually all over?
They can be all over.
Yeah.
And the thing that I'm learning, because I'm a first-time mom in this era, there's a lot of money gimmick camps.
Yeah. I can see that.
There's a lot of, like, you paid money. We did one this actually back in December. I was like, never again.
Yeah.
I'll spend this money.
Yeah.
And it was a couple $100s, and I was like, this is ridiculous. And really, any camp that's worth going to is going to be under $100. So it's not bad. I mean, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Some of them were invite only. Some of them are open invite. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. If you are a football guru and need a 6'5" guard tackle,
give her a call.
Call me. I mean, he's, I've got mom goggles. I mean, I see the great in him, but I also am realistic mama. And so, like, after a game when my husband's like, oh, he did awesome. I'm like, no, he missed this, this, and this. And he needs to do this and this. And I'm like, William's like, I'm like, no, you've got to tell him the truth. Like,
and I think that's good. I mean, I think
and most moms are not that way.
Yeah, so I was going to say, I think so many people nowadays are like, you're amazing, you're awesome, you can do whatever you want. And I'm like, I understand you need to love your kids.
Yeah.
But you do need to be realistic with them and say, like,
this is what you need to improve
on. You did great, but this is some improvement.
I think, it's a mix of, like, you did great here, here, and here. Kids I also don't think you need to tear them down constantly.
Yes, that's what I was going to say. Kids need to be built up, but they also need to be taught realistic expectations. And, sometimes people are a little too soft, if you ask me.
Yeah.
Let their kids do everything.
Yeah.
Anything they want. And I'm like,
No. And I make fun of my kids every now and then.
Oh, Let me tell you, my mom made fun of us plenty growing
like
up.
when my son went to Carm the other day and was like, "Oh," he's like, "I'm gonna buy some jeans," and literally bought size 30 in length. I'm like, "Dude, those are gonna be capris." He's like, "Well,"
does he not know what size he needs?
He never wears jeans. Okay, in his defense, like he never wears pants.
Okay.
So I did make fun of him. I was like,
"That's hilarious."
That's
Please,
hilarious.
you should have had him try those on and take a picture.
It's like, they're still at the house. I sent a message to someone and I was like, "Hey, can you wear these?" So it was
poor guy.
It was comical. And then he bought a Nike Draw Fit shirt, and if you know Nike Draw Fit, like you normally have to size up in those.
Yeah.
And he just bought like his true to size. Like, no, dude.
Yeah.
So I got a new Tennessee basketball shirt.
So. Well, there you go.
I know. I was like, hey.
Yeah.
And then William was like, "Oh, I'll put it in your drawer." I was like, "No, that has to be washed. It's been at Carm."
Yeah, for sure. I went to Carm the other day for some baby stuff, and I will say I like Carm. We've gotten way off subject here.
I know we were quitting, and now we're back on.
But they've gotten a little ridiculous with their prices.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. Like some of the stuff, I was like, "This is really cute," but it was $5.99.
And you can get it at Walmart for $4.99?
Yes, and I was just like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. No, I got it. So yeah, but we will see you back here next week, weather permitting. And hopefully we'll be one more week closer to football ending. So
and but good things too. Time change, spring. 1 week closer to summer. Yeah.
True story. And hey, if your refrigerator goes out, stick your milk outside. It's
for real. It's funny. It probably freeze it.
It probably would.
Yeah.
So, true.
Yep.
All right. Well, y'all have a great week and stay warm.
See you soon.
Bye.